Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are fine and enjoying good health. The topic which I have selected for today is a very practical topic and it would be of more interest for you people because it's related to money. As you can see over here, first in January 2007, if I have $1 and in December 2007 the amount becomes $1.1. So there has been an increase in the value of money, or you can say there has been an increase in the actual amount which was already present. So the questions over here that can arise are that what do you observe? What's happening with the money? It's increasing, obviously. What comes in your mind when you see this picture, and what do we call it in mathematical terms? When we look at the picture, we know that something must have happened to the amount $1, that it has become $1.1. So what has happened to it, or how we have converted it into $1.1? What do we call this process in mathematical terms? So in we are going to see that if the value of money or the amount of money is increasing gradually, like first of all you have this much amount of money, but with the passage of time, after a few years, it is being doubled and then it has increased more, and it has increased more. So what is the process known as, or how this is all calculated? So in mathematical terms we call this thing as simple interest. Now what is a simple interest? Let's say we borrow some amount or money from a bank or a money lender. Borrow means we are taking some amount from someone or from the bank for some period of time. Now this borrowed amount is called as loan. Obviously you have to return the borrowed amount, but if you have to pay an additional amount apart from the borrowed amount, then that additional amount is known as the simple interest. So at the time of returning the loan to the bank or the money lender, we have to pay back an amount somewhat bigger than the loan. Like if you have taken rupees 10,000 as loan, but you have to return rupees 12,000 as when you are going to return the amount back. So that additional 2,000 rupees is caused because of the interest, or you can say that additional 2,000 rupees are the interest amount which you have to pay instead of the original amount, which was $10,000. If there was no interest, if you have taken 10,000 rupees, you will have to return 10,000 rupees. But if there is interest applied on that amount, then obviously you have to pay an additional amount, or you have to pay an amount which is bigger than the loan was rupees 10,000, but I am paying rupees 12,000. That means I am paying 2,000 rupees extra. So that extra amount is known as the simple interest. Extra amount or the additional amount is called as the simple interest. So there are basically three things which you need to know when calculating simple interest. First one is the principal amount. The amount of money which you have borrowed, or the amount of money which you are keeping in the bank, that amount is, or the original amount of money, that amount is known as the principal amount. Then there comes the rate of interest. The interest is charged at a specific rate per year, like it can be 2% per year, 3% per year, 7% per year. It depends on the bank or the money lender. So first thing which we need to know is the principal amount, how much is the principal amount, then the rate of interest, and then time, for which amount, for which period of time you are going to pay the interest, and this time is usually in years. Time is sometimes denoted by n as well. So using these three things, we are going to form the formula for interest. First of all, let's look at an example. If let's say you want to buy this tractor and it costs rupees 15,000, you decide to get a 5-year loan with a 6.5% interest rate for rupees 15,000. How much interest will you pay? Now let's say you don't have 15,000 rupees in hand, so you are asking the bank for a loan of 15,000 rupees, but the bank is going to charge you 6.5% interest rate for these 5 years. You are going to get the amount on loan for 5 years, and the bank is going to charge you 6.5% of the interest per year. So how much interest will you pay? This you have to find out. So how can we find it out? Okay, so we have three things available to us. We have the principal amount which you are getting from the bank. We have the rate of interest, which is 6.5%, and we have the time period, which is 5 years. So we have the three things: P, we have R, and we have T or N. Both are the same. So using these three things, we are going to find out the interest. The simple formula for simple interest is this one: P into N into R divided by 100. Why are we dividing by 100? Because the rate over here is in percentage, so we have to divide it by 100 to convert it into a simple form. So we will simply switch the values from here into this formula. We have principal amount multiplied with the time period and multiplied with the rate of interest divided by 100. So you have these three values with you. Simply going to substitute these values into the formula. So principal amount was 15,000, time period was 5, interest rate was 6.5 divided by 100. So we got 4875. This means the interest which you will have to pay, like, or you can say the amount of money which is the additional amount or the extra amount which you will have to pay apart from that 15,000, that amount is 4875 rupees. 4,875 rupees is the interest which you will have to pay if you are taking the loan of 15,000 rupees. It won't be the same always. Obviously it depends on the principal amount. What is the principal amount which you are taking from the bank or which you are submitting into the bank? Then it depends on the time period, then it depends on the interest rate. All of these things are responsible for the interest. And if for the same example I ask you that what will be the total amount which you will have to pay when returning back the money, then one amount is this interest and the other amount is the principal amount. Obviously we have to return that as well. So 15,000 plus 4875, that will be the total amount which you will have to pay back. Let's see an other example. Okay, the question says that the simple interest on rupees 45,000 in 3 years is 13,500. What is the rate of interest? Now they have given us the simple interest, which is 13,500. That means value of I is given to you, value of P is also given to you, and the value of N is 3 years, that is also given to you. Only one thing is unknown, that is the rate of interest. That means R is missing. So can we find it out using the same formula? Yes. We have I equals P into N into R divided by 100. So in place of I'll simply substitute 13,500. In place of P, 45,000. In place of the time period we have 3, and in place of R we have nothing. So R is the unknown value. From here you can make R the subject of this formula. Take 100, multiply it with 13,500 and bring these two down in the fraction. So you got 10. So 10% is the rate of interest for this much amount. Okay, the next example asks you that a certain sum of money earns an interest of rupees 3,630 in 3 years at the rate of 11%. What is the principal? Now you have to find the principal amount. Interest rate is given to you, in amount of interest is given to you, that is 3630, and the time period is also given to you. Only P is missing over here. So using the same formula, we can substitute the values over here of interest, of time period, that was 3 years, rate is 11% as mentioned over here. So simply going to substitute the values into the formula, and we are going to find out the value for P like this. So the principal amount is 11,000 rupees. Okay, so to summarize this whole concept of simple interest, we can say that simple interest is the additional amount paid on a loan, and the formula for simple interest is P, that is the principal amount, R, which is the rate of interest, N, which is the time period, divided by 100. So this was all about simple interest. The same formula can ask you for finding the interest, amount of interest, or you can be asked to find the time period, and everything else can be given to you. Then you can be asked to find the rate, and everything else can be given to you, or you can be asked to find the principal amount, and everything else would be given to you as discussed in the examples. So you just need to make sure that you understand the statement carefully. If the question is only asking you to calculate the interest, then simply you just have to calculate this thing. But if the question is asking you that what will be the total amount which you will receive from the bank, or which you will pay back to the bank, then obviously you have to add the interest into the principal amount. Then you will get the total value, or the total amount which you will have to pay, or which you will receive. Why I am saying that which you will receive? Because there are schemes in banks where you deposit some amount of money, and after some years you get an additional amount. Or let's say if I deposit 50,000 into the bank offers me that we will give you an interest of 3% per year after 5 years. So after 5 years I am not going to get the same amount 50,000 from the bank. Instead I will get an amount bigger than 50,000. It might be 60,000, or it can be 55,000, but it's always going to be greater than 50,000 if I am selecting the scheme which offers an interest. So this is how it works. I hope everything is clear to you related to this concept. So I'm going to upload a worksheet related to this, so make sure that all of you solve it, because this concept needs to be reviewed for you all. So just have a look at it. It's going to be quite interesting for you, and make sure that you all solve the worksheet properly and correctly. Okay, so thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.